Okay, as you all know, I believe it was last week I did a video, and I had mentioned in one of my videos that after the divorce I will come back and I will make a video, and I will pretty much tell you all about it and what happened. And like I said, I will not be putting my divorce papers on here because I think that's privacy to me. But anyway, throughout the years, um, like it always do, start off lovely, and then when you really get involved with people, then you really start to see their true colors, and then they try to cover it up, and then when things don't go their way, that's really when all this comes out. So, okay, long story short, we went through our little trials and tribulations throughout the years, and I had been dealing with it, moving from here, moving there, moving stuff here, moving stuff there, lose stuff here, lose stuff there. So, I just thought maybe that I would pretty much just slow down, take a look at my life, and see what was going wrong in it. And what was going wrong in it is I had somebody in my life that was pretending to be who he was pretending to be what he wanted in life, pretended to be basically someone that he was not. And to me, that's a sign of some kind of disorder, mental disorder, psychological disorder. Now, I don't know what happened in a person in his life when he was growing up or whatever. I don't know, because I didn't know him then. But I knew him because he worked in the complex. He did maintenance in the complex where we stayed when I was younger. And I didn't know I was going to end up with the man. But, years went on down the line. And I was at the store and I was pumping gas. And he walked up to me and he was talking. And you know how you just at the pump pumping gas and ain't nobody around but you. And then when somebody just walk up out of the blue and just talk to you, then instantly you kind of start looking around or whatever. And basically that's what I did. So, we talked. He told me he wanted to talk to me and all that. No, because here I am working for myself. I've been working for myself a long time. So I wasn't looking for no man to take care of me because I was taking care of myself. And long story short, we ended up getting together and stuff like that. And usually at the beginning of the relationship, that's when people really tell you their ideals and what they gonna do, what they will do. Okay, so I didn't pay no attention to it. I'm like, okay, because I'm the type of person, I'm used to being to myself. So I ain't used to nobody, cheating and all that. So throughout the years, it eventually happened. He told me what he wanted. He told me who he wanted. And so throughout the years, I didn't pay no attention to it. I just brushed it off. So I think we was together probably about 5 years. And that's when all the problems started to come about. But, I was like, well, he just do pretty much whatever he wants to, because I don't care, because I'm so used to being by myself. It wouldn't even bother me if he stayed or went. Basically, that's how it went. But then he just, the man wasn't working or nothing. I was the only one working at time. I was paying bills. And I was working, I was paying bills out of my pocket. The money I had saved up, I had spent that. And on bills and stuff. And then trying to keep everything going. And basically, he run around doing, fixing on stuff, because he know how to fix different stuff. and he going around fixing on stuff, and bills need to be paid, and then he ain't even made enough money, so that means I gotta go in my pocket. I gotta spend what I got saved for us. Okay, because I'm the type of person, I believe in doing what I need to do. I ain't got time to sit. I don't have time to sit around and play around with nobody about no situation. But anyway, eventually, what he said he wanted to do, who he wanted to do it with, that's what he did. So, okay, when he found him a job, he worked at the job probably about 12, 13 years, right? Eventually, he had surgery on his arm, so the job fired him. But later on down the line, he started drawing his disability. Now, remind you, by this time, I have moved out. Because I got tired of him being disrespectful to me. And with me having a daughter living in the house, if you disrespect me, you disrespect my daughter. And basically, that's how that went. So I moved out. Then we got us a place back over there in the apartment complex where I stayed at. We were small. And I think we was over there probably about a month. And somebody broke in our apartment. They got all our electronic stuff. And how I know it was a message, because they left the TV. They got my baby, what's called that game? A Wii game, got all her games, got her TV. And what else did they get? They got my computer monitor. What else did they get? I think that's it. And then after I called the police. Because at this point, I don't know what's going on. But I'm going to get to that point. Okay. Now, I called the police. The police took a police report. Now, remind you, my TV was still up in my room, right? And I had an antenna, so they didn't get my antenna. Because the wires were so old in the apartment complex that I could not get cable. So that's how we had to watch movies and stuff on. And my husband called. And he asked me for me and my baby to come over there and stay with him that night. Okay, so I get a call from somebody while I'm there on my phone. I didn't tell him where I was going. I told him that I was going home to check on the apartment. I didn't tell him that somebody had called and let me know that somebody else had went in my apartment and got my TV out. Okay, I get to the apartment. I go in the room. I check my baby room and all that and stuff like that. And they had got my TV. They left the antenna. And I had noticed about a couple times when I came home, I used to buy those chips like in that little tall can, not the Pringles, but the tall can with the aluminum foil cover over it. And they had been open. So I told my baby, I said, we're not going to eat nothing. I said, when we buy stuff like that, I don't care what it is, we're going to make sure, we're going to look at that top, we're going to look at that bottom, we're going to look at the sides, and make sure ain't no holes or nothing in it. And before you try to eat any those chips in the can, open that white top, that plastic top up, and see if that seal is broke. And if that seal broke, don't eat, throw it away. So, okay, we went through a couple instances of that. Okay, so at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I can't even do this no more. So we got us another place. We moved. Now, to remind you, he's still running around with what he doing, whatever he want to do. He is non-considerate of me and my daughter. He didn't care what we stayed at. He didn't care what we did. He just wanted to do what he want to do, who he want to do it with. But everything was okay, you know. So he ended up coming to where I stayed at, talking about somebody told him that I had a boyfriend and I had somebody and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's the only reason why you came here? Because you think I have somebody? And I'm like, if I want somebody, it won't be a problem. I mean, you ain't here. You out there doing whatever you want to do. So why you over here harassing me, telling me about something I don't even know nothing about? So, okay, that happened for years, and about a couple years. Then I moved to Hattiesburg. The same thing in Hattiesburg, playing around. Come down there doing all that crying, hooping and hollering, and doing all that traveling, and coming telling me about those same people done did this to you, done did that to you, but you still hanging with these same people. You still dealing with these same people. So, you know, when he always came to me with some mess, I didn't give him nothing to take back. When he come and talk to me about stuff, I just sit there and I just listen to him. I didn't voice my opinion. I didn't say you should do this, you should do that. Don't do this, don't do that. You're a grown man. You know what you're doing. I'm not gonna babysit you. It's okay. Oh, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I ended up moving back to Louisville. And he made all kind of promises. Oh, I ain't gonna hit you no more. I ain't gonna do this and that. I'm gonna leave this and that person alone. And so when I moved back to Louisville, it was all right for like 6 months. After 6 months, that's when it seemed like everything just started coming to a head. People started coming around telling me stuff. When I seen people and I went around him, they would tell me little, you know, snippets of stuff. But I already knew what I wanted to do. So it was not a problem with me because I already knew what I wanted to do. So at this point, I don't care what this man doing. He can do whatever he wants to. He can smoke drugs, he can drink, he can do whatever. Okay? So he was drinking or whatever, and I was drinking too. And he had made it a habit. that when I drink, he thought I was drunk. I was drinking just to be social. He thought I was drunk. At this point, this man starts to fight. Okay, you not finna get me where you think I'm drunk and you gonna be hitting on me and beating on me and I don't know what's going on. And then I wake up the next day and then I don't know what happened to me or my body. Okay, he started that. So, instantly, he tried again that next week. But that next week, it was on. It was on. I'm telling you, it was on. I did not care at that point. When he made up his mind to come over there and hit me, he wished he hadn't. Because to remind you, this is my second time have to do him like that. The first time I had to do him like that was when we first got together. This time when I moved back home, I literally had to do what I had to do. This man done went and bought a gun or somebody done gave him a gun. He gonna get to a point where he gonna tell me he gonna kill me. And I ain't gonna have nobody else. Don't nobody else want me. All that didn't matter. But when it comes to putting your hands on me, we going down. You ain't finna be putting your hands on me. Okay. Now, at this point, hey, I'm on it. I'm on it just like a spider. We were going through the house. It wasn't nothing on the wall. Beds were turned over. Everything. Because at this point, I'm tired. I don't want to deal with this no more. I don't want to be married no more because this is not marriage. Marriage is happiness. I have never been happy in this marriage. Never. Not even before this marriage. But anyway, to make a long story short, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, what am I to do? You know how you get yourself in a situation, you be trying to think of a way to get yourself back out because you in something and you're not even happy with it. So basically, that's what happened with this. So I said, okay. One day I was at the house and I said, I'm going to write down all the things that have been done to me throughout this relationship and marriage. And I did that. And I sat down, and when I got through writing all that, I reread every one of them. And I got to thinking to myself, is this how I want to live? Is this how I want my life, the rest of my life? Do I want happiness, or do I want to stay in this misery? So that's when I kind of made up my mind to get the divorce. Okay. Now, during this time, I'm still dealing with his rudeness, his disrespectfulness. He called me out my name. When folks come around, he talk about me and say I ain't worth nothing and I'm this, I'm that. But you still want to lay with me. But you still want to lay up with me at night. So I said, okay. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, girl, you need to make a change in your life because this here ain't hitting it. This here ain't hitting it. And you too young to be sitting up there dealing with this old crusty man that done lived his life and now he trying to damage and tarnish mine, and because I'm younger and he done did all he can do. So, okay, I got to think to myself, I'm like, okay, I got to do what I got to do. Okay? At this point now, my baby's getting old and she's starting to realize stuff. Because she had witnessed all this stuff a couple of times after we moved back from Hattiesburg, right? So, because when she was younger, she didn't pay no attention to it. But I think then she was like 13, 14. And then she started to notice stuff. And she couldn't believe that he was doing stuff like that because he to her, he wouldn't let her see him do certain stuff. So when she actually seen him do that and talk all that cussing and stuff like that, that really bothered her. So that left us had to go to counseling. We went to counseling the whole year, me and my daughter, for we had a family counseling session. Because there was a lot to going through. I was going through stuff, and then she was going through stuff, hearing this stuff, a person saying this and that she had respected and ever known, and then now this person is being disrespectful and calling her all kind of cuss words and stuff like that. So okay, we dealt with that. We got all right. But you know what? One day me and my baby were talking. It was just me and her. We were talking. I talked to my baby. I always have talked to my baby, even when she was small. We sit up there and talk like adults. But anyway, we would talk, and I told her one thing about it. I said, I'm going to make a promise to myself, and I'm going to make a promise to you. We're not going through this no more. We're not going to have no disrespect in our lives no more. We're going to be happy. We're going to live the way we want to live, and we're going to be able to do and get whatever we want. And that's my goal. Because I don't want her to, she's just about finna get out to the real world, so I don't want her to grow up thinking, okay, this is the way it should be, this is the way a person should treat me in order for me to be with a person. No. No, it's not. It's not never okay for a person to put their hands on nobody. I don't care what a person say. I don't care what a person do. But people always say that even when I was young, oh, she fight a lot. Yeah, I fight a lot because when you hit me, I hit you back. I don't bother nobody. I let you say what you want to say. But when it's come down time you putting your hands on me, I'm going to hit you back. And I ain't going to be playing. Because nobody ain't got no business putting their hand on nobody or hitting nobody. And then when people hit other people, then when somebody hit them back, and then they want to say, oh, this person beating hitting them. I mean, no, I'm hitting you back. You hit me and I hit you. And, okay, all that passed. All that passed. So, you know, finally, he stopped paying the bills. Okay? So, at this point, I'm used to it. It ain't bothering me no more. Okay? Because I already done made up my mind what I want to do. I already done made up my mind where I want to go. So, at this point, okay, I'm thinking I got to let this go to do this. Okay? Basically, I got to that point. So, later on down the line, you know, eventually was when the last straw, what was the last straw was, when we moved in this house right here. My car got scratched. They were trying to write the word, how do I say it? But anyway, it was a cuss word. And it was spelled different. So that let me know that it was an uneducated person that scratched my car. Because they didn't even know how to spell. It ain't that they was getting creative, they didn't know how to spell. So, you know, and then that's like, okay. Okay, and then one no use saying nothing to him about it because he know about it, but he didn't want to know about it. Because there's a couple people that could have came and scratched my car. I know he owed people money for drugs. And I know that he pay people to do evil things. And he buy them stuff for doing his evil acts. But little did he know that don't faze me. By him not wanting to help me do nothing, that's gonna bless me even more. That's gonna bless him even more, bless me even more. Because you can't do nobody wrong and then think right gonna come to you. But anyway, eventually I filed for divorce, right? Okay. I had said a couple weeks prior to filing for divorce. Might have been a month. But anyway, I told him. I got up that morning that I was going to file for my divorce, and I told him, I said, do not leave this house because we got to go up there and file the divorce papers. Okay. I'm up getting ready. He gets up and goes somewhere. Not that I care where he went. Okay. I goes up to the courthouse up there. And I goes up there to file my divorce papers. When I gets up there, now, everybody was trying to give me the runaround when I went up there about who in office, who ain't in office, who gone where, who. I'm like, okay, I'll wait. Because at this point, I'm fed up with this man disrespect. I want my divorce. So, okay. Eventually, long story short, the lady that worked in the courthouse, her sister is going with my husband. They're not in a relationship. They just fooling around. Okay. How I know that was, she would come and get him to go down to her house and fix her different things on her trailer. But little did he know, didn't know, I knew what he was doing, but I didn't say nothing because I'm tired of his lying. I ain't got to a point where, hey, I don't want to talk. So basically, she had to call him. The sister to the lady that my husband is fooling around with. Okay. Now, okay, she had to call him. What? Come up here and sign these divorce papers. Okay, that's fine. However, I got to get this man to come up here and sign these divorce papers. It's fine with me. So at this point, hey, I ain't got no conscience. I ain't got no heart because I know what I want. So hey, I'm thriving to get this. Okay. So he comes up there, looks at me when he walks in. I turn my head because I told you before you left from home what we were gonna go up here and do. But now you don't wanna acknowledge what I say, but you'll sit up there and somebody else gotta tell you the same thing I done told you. So I'm not gonna tell you the same thing over and over. Okay, now he came up there, signed the papers, looked at me. I looked at him. He walked out. Then I got up, came on home. Okay. Now, I get home. He's still running off at the mouth. Talking about this, talking about that. I didn't care. At this point, I didn't care what he called me. Because I knew he was finna get out of my life. So, hey, I'll let you say and do anything you want to do, but you finna get out of my life. Okay. So, months rolled around. Okay. You know, I got my paper with my divorce date on it. It wasn't my responsibility to tell him what day we go to court, what time we go to court. That's not my job. Okay? So, to fast forward, okay, yesterday was court day, right? Okay, yesterday was divorce court day, right? So, I went up there. I went to the court, you know, I was there, you know, and the judge, you know, called everybody name that was supposed to be there. And when he called my name, you know, I just raised my hand and let him know I was there. So, he called Harold's name. Harold wanted to know where to be found. So, okay, I'm going to tell you how he trying to play how he was trying to play mind games, like he always do. And he think he's a mastermind in it. Okay? Now, I ain't told this man what day is our court day, what time is our court day. So I get up, I get dressed, and I didn't even tell my baby where I'm going. She was just like, she didn't even know I had to go to court. She just got up and like, Mom, I'm going with you today. How you know I'm going somewhere? I ain't told you I was going nowhere. So, okay. Alright, now, we get, you know, like I said, we get up in the court, and, you know, I'm waiting to be called. And eventually, the judge called me up there and he talked to me, and, you know, he talked about a lot of stuff that was in the divorce and asked me questions. Did I agree and did I have a knowledge of it? And when he got to a certain part of the divorce, I couldn't remember. So, he told me that I had to go back and look over the other that I had and make sure that that was up in there. So, as I was down there at the office where I filed for my divorce at, and I was asking them to, you know, help me look through these the papers and see if that information was in there. So eventually, you know, one of them showed it to me. So I'm like, okay, that is true. So, but at this time, due to my ex not being there, with my husband at the time, with him not being there, we couldn't proceed because they need to know if he would agree with that part of the divorcement. Okay. So, okay, I went back down there, and I'm like, And I went back down there, and that lady was there, and I'm like, now, the sister to the girl that my husband is in a relationship with, right? So I asked her, I said, can you call my husband? And she was like, well, he just came up here. He's up there in the court now. Now, to remind you, I'm up in court. And if I'm walking back, coming out from talking to the judge, you can, all the pews sitting out there, you can see everybody. I did not see my husband up in there. And I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe I overlooked him trying to play mind games, mind games. Okay. So, at this point, I'm like, well, I'll go back up there and see. So what I did was, I walked to the door of the courtroom and I looked in there. I did not see him. So, at this point, to remind you, we do not talk. So, my baby called him. I didn't tell her to call him. She called him. Because we do not talk no kind of way. Okay. Now, she called him and he was talking to her and she was saying that he needs to come up there and he would ask her all them questions and stuff. And then eventually he asked to speak to me. And I'm like, you have to come up here because the judge wants to talk to you. I don't have to come up there. You can't get no divorce without me. I'm like, you need to come up here. The judge needs to talk to you about some of the divorce paperwork. Okay. Well, I'm going to come up there. And when I get through with this divorce, I just want you to get out of my life. I said, well, that's fine. I can do that. I can get out your life. I can get out your life. Because all the time, everything this man is saying is making me happy. And then little did he know. I say I'm happier. So, okay, that's fine. Okay, whoop, whoop, whoop. Finally, he comes up there. And I was talking to the lady downstairs, the sister to the woman that he's going with in a relationship, whatever they doing. But anyway, she there talking to me. Oh, so-and-so came down here and said that you told the judge, okay, I did see you do my paperwork. I didn't see nobody else work on my paperwork. So whatever, even though it wasn't nothing that she wrote up in there, but still you did my paperwork. Okay. You know, when they ask you questions, you have to answer them. You have to let them know who, what. So that's what I did. So, as me and her, you know, I had went back to the courtroom after I had talked to him and I had sat down. Okay? So, one of the men there that was sitting at the end of the pew on the back of me, he asked me, he told me, he said, somebody wants your dough. So I went out there and I looked at her. And I went out there and she was like, well, you need to go back up in there and you need to tell the judge that I did not do your paperwork. I did such and such and such and such. That's not my job to tell that judge what paperwork you did because I don't know what paperwork you did. So how can I tell anything? All I know, I seen you. I went up in there and I gave you my papers. Me and my husband signed. You called my husband. We both signed. You went over there to that computer. You were typing up something. You were looking up dates. You gave me my divorce court date and time. And I paid you and I got my receipt and I left. What happened after then, I don't know. But like I said, I did write that up in there, but I had forgot about it. Because I didn't go over my papers that I had, that I filed. But anyway, a long story short, you know, in his mind, he was thinking that we wasn't going to get a divorce that day, yesterday. He was intent to drag this thing on. But I know he is a procrastinator. He drags things along. He don't just take care of business all at once. You know, so basically, you know, he up in there, he whoop, trying to play with me and play with me and play with me. Now, you're not finna play with me no more. Even though we up in this courthouse, you still ain't finna play with me. No, we finna get this thing over with. Because I'm tired of looking at you. I'm tired of hearing you talk. I'm tired of everything that I'm tired. I'm tired. It ain't no more harassing me. It ain't no more bother me no kind of way. You don't have no reason. You do not have a reason. That's the point of me filing for divorce. We don't talk. We don't be together. We don't do nothing together. We don't have no communication. We live together, but we in separate rooms. I got my room with my stuff in, and he got his room with his stuff in. He ain't got no reason to go in mine. I ain't got no reason to go in here. Okay, now, but to sum up all this, my husband is a what do you call a narcissist? He's a narcissist. And I'm going to tell you how he do. He play mind games with you. He'll do stuff, and if you don't react the way he wants you to react, then he try to make things hard for you. He try to make things, just sabotage things and make things worse than what it is. And then, he has threatened me a lot. He has even went as far as telling me that my family has so much money, I can kill you and get away with it. And he has went as far as telling me that my family has so much money, I can kill you and get away with it. I'm like, okay, no sir, no you will not. No you will not. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care what you say. This is how when I started dealing with this man. And really, really dealing with him like I have never dealt before. I have never acted like this in my life. But this is how I had to deal with this man. Everything I did, he do the same thing and try to do it better. It don't make no difference when you done did the same way, the same thing I have done. So what did you do different? And then he likes to have his way. When things don't go his way, he get mad. He go gather up his people. He go plot schemes. He go think he can do whatever he want to do. And then you know, it just little small things that he do to try to upset you. For example, like this morning, I went about two bottles of oil from Walmart, right? This cooking oil. And I always get them big tall ones because they last longer. And I went and got there. I got those two, and I poured them in my tall jug with the rest of my oil. Okay. It stayed there yesterday. But because he lost in court, guess what he did? He got some of my cooking oil. That don't bother me. That don't bother me at all. Because in his mind and what he told me yesterday, I wasn't going to get no divorce from him. That's what he told me yesterday. He said I couldn't get no divorce without him. Regardless, I was going to get my divorce yesterday. And I wasn't going to leave that courthouse until I get it. And I can tell you what his intentions was yesterday. While I was in court, guess what he was going to do? He was going to change all the locks. So me and my baby couldn't get our stuff out of here. But guess what? He found out he couldn't do that. He found out he couldn't throw me and my baby out. Everything he thought he can do, or everybody told him that he can do, he found out that he couldn't do it. That's why I do not, that's why I don't say nothing about a lot of stuff now, because all I got to say, y'all, I am a divorced woman as of today, and I feel good, well, as of yesterday, but I'm really feeling it today. I feel good. It feels good to be divorced and be single again and be myself again, and I love it. Thank you.